What up, world? It's Julia 11 Gulia. I am going to play some Slay the Spire. Hold on. Gonna play some Slay the Spire. We're gonna do a Regent, because Regent's fun. I like Regent. And then what we're gonna do, we're also going to, let's make sure it connects. We're also gonna listen to some stuff. All right, so we're gonna listen to some stuff. Let's make sure it goes through here. The entire story of Duncan the Tall. That's what we're listening to.
A 7-foot giant born in the filth of Flea Bottom, where starving children fight rats for scraps of bread. A boy with no name, no family, no future. Yet somehow, impossibly, this nameless orphan would rise to become Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, the highest honor a knight could ever achieve. But here's the mystery that haunted Westeros for generations. Was Sir Duncan the Tall ever truly knighted? Or did the greatest knight in the Seven Kingdoms build his legendary reputation on a lie? Picture this. A hedge knight lying dead beneath a tree, his squire, just 16 years old, standing over the grave with a choice. Return to the gutters
in my headphones. That's fine. Let me restart it. I'm restarting it.
And claim a knighthood that was never given. A 7-foot giant born in the filth of Flea Bottom, where starving children fight rats for scraps of bread. A boy with no name, no family, no future. Yet somehow, impossibly, this nameless orphan would rise to become Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, the highest honor a knight could ever achieve. But here's the mystery that haunted Westeros for generations. Was Sir Duncan the Tall ever truly knighted? Or did the greatest knight in the Seven Kingdoms build his legendary reputation on a lie? Picture this. A hedge knight lying dead beneath a tree, his squire, just 16 years old, standing over the grave with a choice. Return to the gutters of King's Landing, or take the armor, take the name, and claim a knighthood that was never given. What would you
bombardment.
do? This is the story of Dunk and Egg, a friendship that defied every law of the realm. A low-born giant and a prince disguised as a bold squire, wandering the roads of Westeros together for 50 years, through tournaments and trials, through rebellions and plagues, through prophecies that spoke of dragons and doom. But every story must end, and theirs ended in flames at a place called Summerhall, a king obsessed with hatching dragons, a ritual gone catastrophically wrong, and a Lord Commander making one final choice to save his oldest friend or die trying. The smoke cleared. The palace lay in ruins. King Aegon V was dead. Prince Duncan was dead. And Sir Duncan the Tall, the hedge knight who became legend, was dead. But from those flames, a baby's cry echoed through the smoke. Prince Rhaegar Targaryen, born amid salt and smoke and fire, the prince that was promised, born from the ashes of the greatest tragedy House Targaryen had ever known. Tonight we journey through one of the most extraordinary tales in Westeros history, the complete story of Duncan the Tall, from homeless orphan to Lord Commander, a man who proved that honor matters more than birth, that true knighthood isn't about ceremonies or bloodlines, but about the choices we make when everything is on the line. Now, before we begin, I need to mention something. About 84% of you watching right now aren't subscribed. If you're enjoying these deep dives into the history of Westeros, it would mean the world if you'd hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps me continue creating these stories for you. And please drop a comment letting me know where you're listening from and what time it is where you are. Whether you're winding down for bed in London or just starting your evening in Los Angeles, I love knowing this community spans the entire world. So go ahead, dim the lights, Get comfortable under your blanket. Maybe turn on a fan for that gentle background hum. Let's ease into this remarkable journey together. The tale of a boy who had nothing, who became everything.
Might as well
Our
do it.
story begins in the year 196, after Aegon's conquest, or thereabouts. The Seven Kingdoms are still healing from the First Blackfire Rebellion, a brutal civil war that tore the realm apart just years before. Dragons have been extinct for over a century. The Targaryen dynasty clings to power through tradition and legacy alone, not through fire and blood. In King's Landing, the capital city built by Aegon the Conqueror himself, there exists a place that smells of human waste,
Oh my
rotting
gosh, and it's
fish,
on
and
sale? Let's
desperation.
fucking
Flea
go.
Bottom, the poorest, most wretched slum in all of
Waterfall
Westeros.
giant. Fuck the
Narrow
waterfall
alleys
giant.
choked with filth, buildings leaning so close together that sunlight barely reaches the muddy streets below. This is where orphans are born, and where most of them die before seeing their 5th year. One of those orphans survives. We don't know his real name. He doesn't know his real name. His parents are unknown, their faces lost to whatever tragedy brought him into this world. The other street children simply call him Dunk, perhaps because he's slow-witted, perhaps because the name just stuck. He never
Oh my
questions
god, god dang.
In Flea Bottom, you're lucky to have any name at all. Dunk learns to fight early, not with swords but with fists and teeth and whatever rocks he can find. He's bigger than the other children, stronger, growing at an alarming rate. By age 5, he's already taller than boys twice his age. This size makes him a target. Older boys see him as a threat. Younger ones see him as protection. Then one day, an old man appears in Flea Bottom, Sir Arlen of Pennytree, a hedge knight, one of those wandering warriors who travel from tournament to tournament, lord to lord, hoping for employment and coin. Sir Arlen is ancient by any measure, his face weathered like old leather, his hands trembling slightly when he reaches for his sword, but his eyes are kind, and kindness is rarer than gold in Flea Bottom. Sir Harlan sees something in this massive child scrapping in the mud. Potential, perhaps, or maybe just pity. He offers Dunk a choice. Continue fighting rats for food in these alleys, or come serve as his squire, learn the sword, learn what it means to be a knight. Dunk doesn't hesitate. He's 5 or 6 years old, and he chooses the sword. For the next decade, Dunk travels the roads of Westeros with Ser Arlen. The old knight teaches him everything: how to care for armor, how to saddle a horse, how to hold a sword properly, how to set up camp under the stars, how to address lords and ladies. Most importantly, Ser Arlen teaches him
Quasar's
about
pretty good.
honor, about protecting the weak, about keeping your word even when it costs you everything. Dunk grows and grows and grows. By his 16th year, he stands just shy of 7 feet tall, thick as a castle wall, with a fierce frame and sun-streaked brown hair. He's not graceful. He's not clever. He knows this about himself. In his own words, he's thick as a castle wall and slow as an aurochs, but he's loyal, and he's strong, and under Ser Arlen's patient teaching, he becomes formidable with a sword.
Okay.
But Sir Arlen is dying. The old knight coughs more frequently now. His hands shake worse each morning. He tires easily, needing to rest after just a few hours of travel. Dunk knows what's coming, though neither of them speak it aloud. They're heading to Ashford Meadow in the Reach. A great tournament is being held there, celebrating the 13th name day of Lord Ashford's daughter. Lords and knights from across the realm will attend. It's the kind of event where a hedge knight might earn glory, or at least some coin. But Sir Arlen never reaches Ashford. One morning, Sir Arlen doesn't wake up. Dunk finds him cold in his bedroll, still clutching the worn wool blanket they'd shared for years. The old knight's face looks peaceful, finally free from the coughing that had plagued his last months. There on a lonely stretch of road, miles from any village, just Dunk, the body of his mentor, and two horses grazing nearby. For a long time, Dunk just sits there. He's 16 years old, nearly 7 feet tall, and he has no idea what to do. His entire world has just ended. Sir Solon was the only family he'd ever known, the only person who'd ever shown him genuine kindness. Now he's gone, and Dunk is alone again. But hedge knights don't get proper burials in septs with septons singing. Dunk knows this, so he finds a good spot beneath a tall elm tree, its branches spreading wide overhead. He digs with his hands and a rusty shovel from their cart. The ground is hard, the work exhausting. By the time he's finished, his palms are bloody and blistered. He wraps Sir Arlen in his best cloak and lowers him gently into the earth. He places the old knight's sword across his chest, the way heroes are buried in the stories. Then Dunk does something he's never done before. He tries to pray. The words come awkwardly, half remembered from hearing septons in various castles. He asks the seven to be kind to Sir Arlen of Pennytree, who took in an orphan and made him more than he had any right to be. After filling in the grave, Dunk faces a choice that will define everything that follows. He has
Nice.
Sir Arlen's armor, old, worn, patched in a dozen places, but still serviceable. He has the old man's sword, its edge dulled from decades of use. He has Thunder, the warhorse, and Sweetfoot, the palfrey.
So close.
He has a shield
He's
that
dead,
needs
though.
repainting, and maybe 20 coppers in a leather purse. What he doesn't have is a knighthood. Sir Arlen had always promised to knight him someday. When you're ready, the old man would say, when I'm certain you understand what it truly means. But that day never came. Sir Arlen died before speaking the words, before laying his sword on Dunk's shoulder and blessing him in the names of the seven. Without that blessing, Dunk is nobody, just a big squire with no master. He could return to King's Landing, back to Flea Bottom, back to fighting in the mud. Or he could take the armor, take the identity, and continue to Ashford as though nothing had changed. It would be a lie, the biggest lie of his life. But what choice does he really have? Return to starving in the gutters. Watch everything Sir Arlen taught him fade away, wasted. Dunk stares at the fresh grave for a long time. The sun moves across the sky. Birds sing in the branches overhead.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Finally, he
talking
makes
about.
his
Let's
decision.
freaking
He
go.
straps on the armor. It's too small for
Wait,
his
hold
massive
on.
frame, pinching at the shoulders and leaving his
It's fine.
wrists exposed. He mounts Thunder, feeling the familiar weight of the Destria beneath him. I'll be a true knight, he whispers to the grave. I swear it, I'll live the way you taught me. I'll keep my word and protect the innocent. I'll be worthy of this, even if I'm not worthy yet. Then he turns Thunder's head toward Ashford and rides away, leaving Sir Arlen sleeping beneath the elm tree forever. The journey takes 3 more days. With each mile, Dunk rehearses his story. He's Sir Duncan the Tall now, not Dunk the Squire, not the flea-bottom orphan. He's a knight, blessed by Sir Arlen before his death. That's the story. That's the lie he'll have to live. When he finally sees Ashford Meadow, his breath catches in his throat. He's never seen anything like this. The tournament grounds spread out across rolling fields, a temporary city of silk pavilions in every color imaginable. Hundreds of them, perhaps thousands. Banners snap in the spring breeze, displaying the sigils of houses great and small, the crowned stag of Baratheon, the sun and spear
Oh,
of
so close.
Martell, the golden rose of Tyrell, lions and krakens and dragons, all gathered in one place. The smell hits him next. Roasting meat from a dozen cooking fires, fresh bread, spiced wine, horse dung and trampled grass. Humanity packed together in celebration. Music drifts from somewhere.
Fine, I'm
A
waiting for my
cheerful
card.
melody played on pipes and drums. Dunk has
9.
attended tournaments before, but always as a squire, always setting up camp in the cheap areas far from the lords. This time, he's supposedly a knight. He should be down there among them, not hiding on the hillside like a beggar. He rides down
Oh, I should have
slowly,
done this one first. I'm
acutely
an idiot.
aware of how shabby he looks. His armor is
Don't need
ancient.
this.
Thunder is a good horse, but not a destrier worth singing about. He has no pavilion, no servants, no squire, just himself and his lie. Near the edge of the grounds, he finds an open space beneath another elm tree. The coincidence isn't lost on him. He dismounts and begins setting up his meager camp. A bedroll, a small cookpot, his shield which desperately needs repainting. The old design has faded to almost nothing, just vague shapes on cracked wood. Are you a knight? The voice startles him. Dunk turns to find a boy standing there. He's young, maybe 10 or 11, with a bald head and big solemn eyes. The child's clothes are plain, but well made. His feet are bare, despite
Rather
the
just
cool
kill him.
spring air. I am, Dunk says, the lie coming easier the second time. Sir Duncan the Tall. The boy's mouth quirks slightly. Duncan the Tall. Is Dunk short for Duncan? Dunk hesitates. He'd never thought about it. Dunk was just Dunk. But Duncan sounds more like a proper knight's
Oh,
name.
it was really.
He says, it is. I've never heard of any Sir Duncan the Tall, the boy says, his tone not mocking but simply factual. Do you know every knight in the 7 kingdoms then? Dunk replies, more sharply than he intends. The good ones. There's something strange about this child. He speaks with confidence, stands with his back straight like he's used to people listening, but his clothes mark him as common, and that bald head suggests either illness or lice. Dunk can't figure him out. What's your name? Dunk asks. Egg. Egg? That's your name. It's what I'm called. Where are your parents? Don't have any. Not anymore.
All right.
An orphan then, just like Dunk himself.
Why
That
am
explains
I?
the
Okay, cool.
confidence
Oh, okay,
mixed
that's
with
why.
wariness. Street children learn to stand tall
Ooh.
or get crushed. I need a squire for the tournament. Dunk hears himself saying, just for a few days, can you perform squire's duties? Egg's face lights up. I can. I know how to care
Particle
for
wall
armor
block.
and saddle horses and everything
I've already
a
got all
squire
the
needs
block
to
I
know.
need. Let's do this.
Have you squired before? I've watched it done. That's not the same thing.
Okay.
I'm a fast learner. Please, sir, I need the work. Dunk studies the boy. There's something odd about him, something he can't quite name. But he does need help. He can't enter a tournament without anyone to assist
goodbye.
with his armor, and he
You
certainly
are
can't
dead.
afford to hire an experienced squire. All right, he says. You're my squire until the tournament ends, but you do exactly what I tell you. Understand? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That night, they camp beneath the elm tree together. Dunk builds a small fire and shares his bread and cheese with Egg. The boy eats carefully,
We'll
with
rest,
more
just in
manners than
case.
Dunk expected. Above them,
Don't think we
the
really need
stars
to,
emerge
honestly,
one
but
by
it's
one.
fine.
Sir Duncan, Egg asks, after a while, that shield needs repainting. I know. What do you want on it? Dunk thinks of Sir Arlen, buried beneath another elm tree miles behind them. He thinks of the falling star he'd seen the night before, green and bright, streaking across the sky like a blessing. An elm tree, he says quietly. A big elm tree with a brown trunk and green branches, and above it a shooting star, green, falling across a sunset. That's beautiful, Egg says. What does it mean? It means remembering where you came from. The next morning, Dunk needs to register for the tournament. This is where his lie will truly be tested. Knights must prove their status to enter.
Okay,
they need someone to
so
vouch
let's
for them,
do
some lord
this.
or established knight who can confirm their legitimacy. Dunk has no one. He walks to Ashford Castle, Egg trailing behind
I think
him,
we do
and
this
finds
and
the
just let that
steward
start
taking
going.
registrations. His name is Plumber,
I think we'll be
a
fine.
pinch-faced man with ink-stained fingers. A line of knights waits before him, each presenting their credentials. When Dunk's turn comes, Plumber looks him up and down with obvious skepticism. Sir Duncan the Tall. Of what house? No house, my lord. I'm a hedge knight. Knighted by whom? Here it is, the moment of truth. Sir Arlen of Pennytree. He was my master. He knighted me before his death. Plummer's quill pauses above his ledger. Sir Arlen of Pennytree. I knew that name once. He must be quite old now. He was. He died a week ago. I buried him myself. Convenient that there are no witnesses to your knighting. Dunk's hands clench into fists. Are you calling me a liar? I'm saying you need someone to vouch for you. Find a knight or lord who can confirm your status and return tomorrow. Dunk wants to argue, wants to insist, but he knows it's hopeless. He turns and walks away, Egg hurrying to keep up with his long strides. What will you do? The boy asks. I don't know. He spends the day wandering the tournament grounds, trying to find anyone who might remember Sir Allen, anyone who might vouch for a hedge knight they've never met. Everyone is too busy with their own preparations. No one has time for a nobody in patched armor. As evening falls, Dunk finds himself near the merchant's stalls. That's where he sees her. A woman as tall as he is, with dark Dornish features and kind eyes. She's a puppeteer, performing with beautifully crafted marionettes. A small crowd
Oh, I thought I could
watches
use it
as she
now.
makes a
Oh my god,
wooden
I'm such an
dragon
idiot.
dance and swoop through the air. Her name, he learns, is Tansel. Tansel Too Tall, they call her, because like Dunk, she towers over most people. They talk while she packs away her puppets for the night. She's easy to speak with, doesn't make him feel stupid. When she learns about his shield, she offers to paint it for him. I can mix any color you want, she
It's
says.
fine.
What do you need? He describes his vision. The elm tree, the falling star, the sunset background. She nods thoughtfully, already seeing it in her mind. Come back tomorrow morning, she says. I'll have it ready. For the first time since Sir Arlen died, Dunk feels a spark of hope. Maybe he can make this work. Maybe he can actually compete in this tournament as Sir Duncan the Tall, and no one will ever know the truth. But fate, he'll soon learn, has other plans entirely. The next morning, Dunk wakes before dawn. The tournament grounds are quiet, most people still asleep in their pavilions. Egg is curled up near the dying embers of their fire, snoring softly. Dunk leaves him sleeping and walks back toward the castle. He needs to find someone, anyone, who will vouch for him. The tournament begins in 2 days. If he can't register, this entire journey will have been for nothing. As he approaches the castle gates, he nearly collides with 2 men deep in urgent conversation. Both wear the rich clothing of princes. One is tall and dignified, maybe 40 years old with graying hair. The other is younger, harder looking, with a stern expression. My apologies, my lords, Dunk stammers, stepping back quickly. The older man looks at him with sharp eyes. You're quite tall. Are you one of the competitors?
Oh,
I hope to be, my lord, if I can find someone to vouch for me.
let's go.
Vouch for you? What's your name? Sir Duncan the Tall, my lord. The man's expression shifts, becoming thoughtful. Duncan the Tall, a fitting name, who knighted you. Sir Arlen of Pennytree, my lord. I was his squire for 10 years. Something flickers across the older man's face. Recognition, perhaps, Arlen of Pennytree. I remember him. We crossed swords once years ago, at a tournament in the Reach. He was a good man. Is he here? He died, my lord. A week passed. I buried him on the road.
Fucking
The
crab. I
man
hate the
is silent
crab.
for a moment, studying Dunk's face. I'm sorry for your loss. Arlen was honorable. If he chose you as his squire, he saw something worthy in you. Thank you, my lord. I am Prince Balor Targaryen, the man says, the hand of the king. This is my brother, Prince Madakar. We're searching for 2 of Madakar's sons who've gone missing. You haven't seen 2 young princes, have you? One would be about 10, bald-headed perhaps. Dunk's stomach drops. Egg, the boy camping under his tree, the child he'd taken on as a squire, is a prince, a Targaryen prince. No, my lord. Dunk lies, his voice somehow steady. I haven't seen anyone like that. Prince Micah looks skeptical, but Baisila simply nods. If you do, please inform the castle immediately. Now about your registration. Plumber is requiring a voucher. Yes, my lord. I'll vouch for you, Sir Duncan. Any man Arlen trained deserves a chance to prove himself.
Let's just...
We'll speak to Plumber together.
Don't know what happened with that line.
Dunk is registered for the tournament. Prince Bandalor's
Usually my lines are
carries
pretty good.
absolute authority. Plumber makes the notation in his ledger without further questions, though his expression suggests he still doubts Dunk's legitimacy. When Dunk returns to camp, Egg is awake and cooking oatcake on a built fire. The boy looks up with his usual solemn expression. Did you register? He asks. I did. Who vouched for you? Dunk sits down heavily. Prince Balor Targaryen. He's looking for 2 of Prince Madakar's sons. They've gone missing. Egg continues cooking, not meeting Dunk's eyes. The silence stretches between them. You're one of them, aren't you? Dunk says quietly. You're Prince Aegon Targaryen. The boy's hand still on the cooking pan. For a long moment, he doesn't respond. Then he nods, just barely. Why? Dunk asks. Why run away to Squire for a hedge night? Because I wanted to see the realm, Egg says, his voice small. Not from inside castle walls.
Oh, well, that's fine. No, I shouldn't have used that, though.
To know what it's really like.
I just lost some defense.
He's so stern, he never lets me do anything. Your father is a prince. He has responsibilities, so do you. I know, but I'm 4th in line for the throne. My grandfather is king. My uncle Baelor will be king after him. My father after that. Then my brothers. I'm nobody important. You're a prince of the blood. That makes you very important. Please don't send me back, Egg says, and now there are tears in his eyes. Not yet. I'll be a good squire. I promise. I'll do everything right. Just let me stay for the tournament. Dunk should march him to the castle immediately.
Chill,
Keeping a
kitty cat.
prince without permission could be considered kidnapping. But looking at
Chill.
Egg's desperate face, he remembers being a boy himself, trapped in Flea Bottom with no choices, no freedom. If you stay, Dunk says slowly, you do exactly as I say. No arguments. And after the tournament, you go back to your father. I will, I promise. And you keep your identity secret. If anyone learns you're a prince, they might try to ransom you or worse. No one will know. I'll just be Egg, your squire. Dunk sighs. He's making a terrible decision. He knows it, but he makes it anyway. That afternoon, Tansel finishes painting his shield. It's beautiful, better than anything he'd imagined. The elm tree stands proud and strong, its branches reaching toward a green shooting star, streaking across a sunset sky of orange and red and purple. It's perfect, Dunk tells her honestly. Thank you. She smiles. May it bring you luck in the lists, Sir Duncan. He wants to talk with her longer, but Egg tugs at his sleeve. Sir, we need to prepare your armor. The tournament begins tomorrow. That evening, as they're cleaning Dunk's armor piece by piece, a commotion erupts near the merchant's stalls, shouting, the sound of wood splintering. Dunk stands,
Oh, I didn't even need both.
moving instinctively
Well, it's
to
still
his
in there.
sword. Stay here, he tells Egg, and he runs toward the noise. What he finds makes his blood boil. A young man, clearly drunk, is destroying Tansel's puppets. He's dressed in fine clothes
Oh
embroidered
my
with
gosh, kitty
dragons.
cat.
His hair is silver gold.
There you
Another
go.
Targaryen prince, Dunk realizes with sinking dread. The prince holds one of Tansel's dragon puppets, a beautifully crafted marionette she must have spent months creating. As Dunk watches, the prince tears off its
kind of
wing and
rearranged my
throws
room.
it into the mud. You dare
Now it
make
feels too
mockery
crowded
of
on the other side of the
dragons,
room.
the prince shouts
Ugh.
at Tansel. You
Oh.
dare present these toys
I'm gonna
as
have to
if they
move
were
something.
the true children of fire
I don't know
and
what I'm
blood.
gonna do.
Tansel backs away, fear in her eyes.
I don't
Please,
know.
my lord, I
Maybe
meant
bring
no
that over there?
offense.
Yeah,
They're just
maybe.
puppets,
Well,
entertainers for children.
I don't know.
The prince grabs her wrist and twists it viciously. Dunk hears bones crack.
Okay, what do I
Tansel
want?
screams. Something in Dunk breaks. All his life, said Alan taught him that knights protect the innocent. That power must never be used to bully those weaker than yourself. That a true knight stands for those who cannot stand for themselves. He doesn't think, he just moves. His fist catches the prince square in the face. The silver-haired man goes down hard, blood streaming from his nose. The crowd gasps. Someone screams. Dunk realizes what he's done only after he's done it. He's just struck a prince of the blood. The penalty for that is death. Guards appear immediately, surrounding Dunk with drawn swords. The prince struggles to his feet, his face a mask of rage and blood. You dare? He shrieks. You dare lay hands on Aerion Targaryen? I'll have your head for this. I'll have your hands and your feet, and your head. This is Aerion Brightflame. Dunk realizes Egg's oldest brother, the cruel one, the mad one. You were hurting her, Dunk says, his voice steady despite his racing heart. She's defenseless. You broke her hand. She's common trash, as are you. Andarion wipes blood from his face. Cards take him, throw him in chains. I want him to suffer before he dies. The guards hesitate. They saw what happened. They know a Tyrion was in the wrong, but he's a prince, and Dunk is nobody. Then a voice cuts through the crowd. What is the meaning of this? Prince Bassi Law pushes through. With Prince Massey Carr close behind, they take in the scene. Agorion's bloody face.
So it'll be 24 block?
Cradling her broken hand. Dunk surrounded by guards. The destroyed puppets in the mud. Tyrion, Bala says quietly. What did you do? This peasant attacked me. For no reason. I want him executed. Liar, Tansel shouts, tears streaming down her face. He was destroying my work. He broke my hand. This knight tried to help me. But Hannah looks at Dunk. Is this true, Sir Duncan? Yes, my lord. I saw Prince Aerion attacking the woman. I acted to defend her. You dare? Aerion shrieks again. Father, are you going to let this hedge knight call me a liar? Prince Makar's face is hard as stone. Was the woman lying at Tyrion? She's common filth. What does it matter? It matters, Bandor says firmly. Sir Duncan, you struck a prince of the blood. That is a crime, punishable by death. However, if you were defending an innocent, there are mitigating circumstances. I'll have justice, Aerion shouts. I demand his head. You'll have justice, Balor agrees, but not mob justice. Sir Duncan, I'm afraid you must stand trial for
Oh, I
this
should have
act.
done that first.
Dunk's throat is dry. I
I'm
understand, my
irritated.
lord. However, Bicey law continues.
I think
You have the right to trial by combat. Do you wish to invoke that right? Trial by combat. Single combat against Aerion, or against a champion Aerion names. Dunk would likely lose either way. Aerion is a prince, trained by the finest masters-at-arms in the realm. And if Aerion names a champion, it could be anyone. A knight of the Kingsguard, perhaps. But at least it's a chance, better than simply waiting for the headsman's axe. I do, my lord. Dunk says. I claim the right of trial by combat. Andrian smiles, cruel and cold. Accepted, I name as my champion. Wait, Baelor interrupts. Sir Duncan, you understand that you may demand trial of 7, an ancient right, where each side gathers 7 champions to fight on their behalf. Trial of 7. Dunk barely understands what that means. 7 against 7. How would he ever find 6 other men willing to fight for a hedge knight? They don't know. But something in Balor's eyes suggests this is important, that the Prince of Dragonstone is trying to help him somehow. Yes, my lord, Dunk says, trusting a man he barely knows. I demand trial of 7. The crowd erupts. Trial of 7 hasn't been invoked in living memory. It's an ancient custom, almost forgotten. Adarian's face contorts with rage, but he can't refuse. The law is the law. So be it, by CCC. Each side will
Okay,
gather
sure.
7
I should have went there
champions.
with the other
The
one. I don't know
trial
why I
will
did
be
that.
held 3 days hence. At dawn, Sir Duncan, you have until then to find 6 men willing to fight at your side. As the guards lead Dunk away, not to a cell but to a guarded pavilion, he catches sight of Egg in the crowd. The boy's face is pale, his eyes wide with shock. Dunk has
Okay,
3
that's
days
not
to
really
find
much,
6
but that's
men
fine.
willing to risk their lives for a hedge knight they've never met. 6 men willing to fight against princes and lords in a trial that will almost certainly end in death. He has no idea where to even begin. The pavilion where they hold Dunk is small but comfortable. More comfortable than anywhere he's ever slept.
What is
Actually,
this?
there's a real bed, not just a bedroll on the ground. A
Ooh.
table with bread and cheese and wine. Guards outside, but they're not cruel. They simply watch to make sure he doesn't flee. Not that he would. Dunk gave his word he'd stand trial. A true knight keeps his word. Egg appears shortly after sunset, slipping past the guards with the casual confidence of someone used to going wherever he pleases. The guards probably don't even realize he's a prince. They see a bold squire and let him through. Are you all right? Egg asks, his voice tight with worry. I'm fine. Better treatment than I expected, honestly. Prince Baislaw ordered you kept comfortable. He told the guards you were a man of honor. Dunk sits on the edge of the bed, suddenly exhausted.
Oh, I can't even
I'm
get
going
that
to
one.
die, Egg. You know that, don't you? I'll never find 6 men willing to fight for me. You might, Egg says, but there's doubt in his young voice. Who would fight for a hedge knight? I'm nobody. I have no gold to pay it. I have no house, no family, no reputation. I'm just a big fool who's because he couldn't control his temper. You did the right thing. Yarian was hurting Tansel. Someone had to stop him. The right thing is going to get me killed. They sit in silence. Outside, the tournament ground buzz with excited conversation. News of the trial by 7 has spread like wildfire. It's the most exciting thing to happen in years. People are already placing bets on how quickly Dunk will die. Tell me about
Oh
Trial of
god.
7, Dunk says finally. I don't really understand it. Egg takes a breath, settling into teaching mode. The boy is smart. Dunk has learned, much smarter than Dunk himself. It's an ancient form of trial by combat, Egg explains. 7 against 7, because 7 is a holy number. Each side represents the 7 who are one. The gods themselves judge the outcome through the battle. So I need to find 6 men to fight with me. Yes, and Arian needs to find 6 to fight with him, though that will be easy for him. He's a prince. Lords and knights will compete for the honor, while I'm a nobody with nothing to offer. You have honor, Egg says quietly. That should mean something. Honor doesn't keep you alive when swords are swinging. But even as he says it, Dunk knows he'll try. He'll spend the next 3 days begging every knight at this tournament to stand with him. Most will refuse, some will laugh in his face, but he has to try. Because Sir Alan taught him that a true knight never gives up, even when the odds are impossible. The next morning, a visitor arrives that Dunk never expected. Prince Badalor Breakspear himself enters the pavilion, dismissing the guards with a wave of his hand. "Your Grace," Dunk says, standing quickly and bowing awkwardly. He's never bowed to a prince before. He hopes he's doing it right. "Sit, Sir Duncan," Badalor says kindly. "We need to talk." They sit across from each other at the small table. Besella pours wine for both of them. A prince serving a hedge knight. The gesture feels wrong somehow. "I wanted to apologize," Baisalor says, "for my nephew's behavior. Iserion has always been cruel, but he grows worse each year. What he did to that woman was inexcusable. Then why must I stand trial, Your Grace? Because you struck a prince. The law is clear, regardless of the provocation. If I made an exception for you, no matter how justified, it would set a dangerous precedent. Anyone could claim they had good reason to assault a member of the royal family." Dunk nods slowly. He understands, even if he doesn't like it. "However," Balor continues, "I can help you in other ways. I've sent word throughout the tournament grounds that I look favorably upon your cause. Some knights may be willing to stand with you because of that. Why would you help me, Your Grace? You don't know me." "Because I knew Arlen of Pennytree. We fought at a tournament 20 years ago.
Let's go
He was
crush under.
honorable and kind, and those qualities are rare enough that I remember him clearly. If he trained you for 10 years, then you must have those same qualities." "I'm not sure I do, Your Grace. I'm thick-headed and slow-witted. Everyone says so." Bandalore smiles slightly. Arlen used to say something similar about himself. He called it honest simplicity. In a world full of clever men playing complicated games, sometimes simple honesty is the greatest strength of all. "That won't help me win a trial by 7. Perhaps not, but it might help you find the men you need." After Badder leaves, Dunk spends the day meeting with potential champions. Egg spreads word that Ser Duncan the Tall seeks men to fight at his
Nice.
side. A few knights come out of curiosity, but none agree to fight. "You seem like a good lad," one older knight tells him, "but I'm not dying for a stranger." Another is more blunt. "You struck a prince. You deserve what's coming." By evening, Dunk has exactly 0 champions, just himself. He'll
Shoot.
have to face 7 opponents alone, which isn't a trial by 7 at all. It's just execution with extra steps. Then, as the sun sets, a massive man enters the pavilion. He's even taller than Dunk, broader in the shoulders, with a booming laugh that fills the small space. "You're the fool who punched Arian Brightflame," the man asks. "I am." "Good. I've wanted to punch that little weasel for years. I'm Sir Lionel Baratheon, called the Laughing Storm, and I'll stand with you in this trial." Dunk stares at him in shock. "You will? Why?" "Because Arian is a cruel bastard who deserves a beating. Because you were defending a woman. Because it'll be the most fun I've had in months. Take your pick." "Thank you, Selena. Truly." "Don't thank me yet. We still need 5 more men, and the trial is in 2 days." But Lionel's agreement changes everything. Word spreads that the Laughing Storm is fighting for the Hedge Knight. Suddenly, Dunk's cause seems less hopeless. If a Lord of Storm's End believes in him, perhaps there's something worth believing in. That night, 2 more knights appear. Sir Humphrey Harding, an older hedge knight with kind eyes, and Sir
What?
Humphrey Beesbury, a young knight eager to prove himself. Both are swayed by Sir Lionel's endorsement. 3 champions now, plus Dunk himself. 4 men. They need
What
3
happened to me?
more. The next morning brings another surprise. Egg appears with a message. My father wants to speak with you, the boy says quietly. Prince Makar, the stern, hard man Dunk had glimpsed before. Egg's father.
Couldn't
This
even.
can't
What
be
the heck?
good.
So
They bring
confused.
Dunk to a larger
Yeah,
pavilion,
yeah.
one decorated with
Yeah,
the
bitch.
three-headed dragon of House Targaryen. Prince Makar stands inside, his arms crossed, his expression unreadable. Leave us, Makar tells the guards. They hesitate, but obey. When they're alone, Makar studies Dunk with cold eyes. You've corrupted my son. Your Grace, I didn't know he
Ooh,
was
I can
your
do it this
son.
turn.
He told me he was just Egg, a squire, looking for work. And you believed him? I had no reason not to. You should return him to me immediately. I will, your Grace. After the trial, I gave him my word. Micah's expression shifts slightly. Not quite approval, but something close.
Okay.
You keep your word
fine.
even when it costs you. I try to, your Grace. It's what a knight should do. Most men in your position would hand over the prince immediately, hoping to buy favor. I'm not most men, your Grace. I made a promise. Maka is silent for a long moment. Then, surprisingly, he nods. Andrian is my eldest son, but I'm not
Should I
blind
put...
to his faults. He's cruel and
Yeah.
mad, and he grows worse each year.
So...
What he did to that woman was unforgivable. Then help me, your Grace. Stand with me in the trial. I cannot. If I fight against my own son in a trial by combat, it would tear the realm apart. The scandal would be enormous. I
Okay,
understand.
I'm gonna end that turn then, I
However,
guess.
Makar says
Fuck
slowly,
this dude.
I'm not
This
required to
dude
fight
sucks.
for Arian either. I can simply abstain from the trial entirely. Let him find his own champions. It's not the help Dunk hoped for, but it's something, one less skilled opponent to face. Thank you, your Grace. Don't thank me. You're still likely to die, but at least you'll die honorably. That afternoon, two more champions appear. Sir Robin Rissling, a hedge knight, swayed by tales of Dunk's honor, and Sir Raymond Fossaway, a young knight from a minor branch of House Fossaway. 6 champions now, plus Dunk. 7 men total. They have their 7. The evening before the trial, all 7 gather in Dunk's pavilion. They share bread and salt, formally binding themselves as brothers for the coming battle. Zelilnor leads them in prayer to the warrior, asking for strength and courage. Tomorrow, we fight for justice, Lionel says, his voice solemn for once, not for gold or glory, but because it's right. That's what true knights do. Dunk looks around at these men who barely know him, who are risking their lives for a cause that isn't their own. He feels unworthy of their sacrifice. I don't know why you're all doing this, he says quietly, but I swear I'll be worthy of it. I'll fight with everything I have.
Let's go.
That's all anyone can ask, Sir Humphrey Harding says kindly. That night, Dunk barely sleeps. He lies in the darkness, thinking about Sir Alan, wondering if his old mentor would be proud or ashamed of what he's become. A hedge knight based on a lie, about to fight in a trial that will almost certainly end in death. But when dawn
this doesn't cost anything.
Dunk rises and dons his armor. Egg helps him, working in silence. The boy's hands shake slightly as he fastens the buckles. I'm sorry, Egg whispers. This is my fault. If I hadn't run away, you'd never have come here. You'd never have met a Terrian. This isn't your fault, Dunk tells him firmly. I made my choice. I'd make it again. They walk to the tournament grounds together.
You did.
A massive crowd has gathered. Thousands of
What is,
people, all eager to witness trial by 7. It hasn't happened in
Oh,
living
this
memory.
is why.
This will be a spectacle people talk about for years. The 7 champions gather on one side of the field. Dunk, Sir Lionel, the 2 Sir Humphreys, Sir Robin, Sir Raymond, 6 good men,
Is that
and
raising
1
it?
fraud. On the other side,
So,
Arian's 7
Brian...
champions assemble. all experienced knights, all deadly. Dunk recognizes some of them from their reputations alone. Between the two groups stands Prince Balor Breakspear, serving as judge. His face is grave. He knows how this will likely end. Let the trial begin. Bylaw announces, "May the seven judge truly." The two groups charge. 2 years pass in the blink of an eye. Dunk and Egg travel the roads of Westeros together, a hedge knight and his bold squire. They take work where they can find it, sometimes serving minor lords for a season, sometimes just wandering from village to village. Egg teaches Dunk to read, laboriously, one word at a time. Dunk teaches Egg how to survive without servants,
Check
how
out the
to set
crab.
snares for rabbits, how to sleep under the stars
I
without
think
freezing.
after the crab,
They're
I'm
an
gonna
odd
use the
pair,
restroom.
the 7-foot
Ooh,
knight
ooh,
and the prince
ooh.
pretending to be common, but they've become brothers in everything but blood. Then in the year 212, they receive an invitation that feels wrong from the start. Lord Ambrose Butterwell is holding a tournament at his castle of White Walls to
I don't
celebrate
think
his
I need a
wedding to a
pillow.
daughter of House Frey.
I need
The
this.
prize purse is enormous,
This is what I
far
need.
more than a minor lord should be offering. Knights from across the
This
realm are
one?
invited to compete. "We shouldn't go," Egg says, as they ride toward White Walls. "Something about this feels strange." "We need the coin," Dunk replies. "If I can win even one bout, we'll have enough silver to last through winter." White Walls
I need
Castle
defense.
rises from the plains like a fresh wound. The stone is so new it's almost blindingly white, not yet weathered by time. Lord Butterwell built it just a few years ago, spending a fortune he shouldn't have possessed. More questions Dunk doesn't think to ask. The tournament grounds are massive, filled with pavilions bearing the sigils of houses great and small, but Egg notices something immediately. "Look at the banners," he whispers.
I might need that.
"That's House Gorman Peak. Over there, House Cockshaw. That one is House Smallwood. Dunk, these are all families that supported the Blackfire Rebellion." Dunk feels ice in his stomach. The Blackfire Rebellion ended 14
more
years
block's
ago
not gonna
at the
hurt.
Battle of the
Realistically,
Red
I'm
Grass
going up against the
Field, where
Kaiser
Daemon
crab.
Blackfire
Okay.
and his sons died.
Now we
But
go
some
here.
supporters survived, scattered and humiliated. "Maybe
Now we're gonna
they just
rest. We're
want
gonna
to
go
compete,"
max
Dunk says,
HP.
not
Because I
believing
always
it
freaking die to
himself.
this dude.
They set up camp
Let's get
among
it.
the other hedge knights. Dunk meets several that first evening. Sir Kyle the Cat of Misty Moor, an aging knight with elaborate stories.
Straight out the
Sir
bat, huh?
Glendon Flowers, a young man who claims to be the bastard son of Quentin Ball, the famous fireball who died fighting for the Blackfires. "My father was a hero," Glendon insists.
Okay,
"A
in
true
turn.
knight. I carry
Dude,
his
first
blood."
draw for that though?
Most people dismiss
Pretty freaking
him as a
good.
liar. Small folk often claim descent from famous knights to make themselves seem important, but something in Glendon's face makes Dunk wonder if he might be telling the truth. Then there's Sir Maynard Plum, an older knight with a friendly smile and knowing
Gain
eyes.
22
He befriends
blocks?
Dunk immediately, offering advice about the other competitors. "Watch out for Surduth or Underleaf," Maynard warns. "They call him the Snail Knight because of his sigil, but there's nothing slow about his lance. He's one of the finest jousters here." The most interesting person Dunk meets is John the Fiddler.
Looking
He's
the
not
wrong
a knight
way.
yet, just a squire, but he carries himself with unusual
But that's fine.
confidence. His clothes are fine, his horse is magnificent, and he has the easy charm of someone born to privilege. "I dreamed about you," John tells Dunk one evening.
Yeah, I was supposed to be
His
like,
tone
where's
casual,
my
but
powers?
his eyes intense. "I saw you in white armor, standing in the Hall of Kings. You were protecting someone very important." "I think you dreamed about someone else," Dunk says uncomfortably. "I'm just a hedge knight. Dreams don't lie. Not my dreams, anyway." John smiles. "We'll meet again,"
Freaking
said
clumsy.
Duncan.
It's
"When the
gone now,
dragons
though.
dance, you'll be there." The words send a chill through Dunk. Dragons dancing
Interesting that I
means
hit that guy
war,
now.
civil war, probably. He wants nothing to do with such things. The wedding takes place the next day. Lord Butterwell marries a plain-faced girl of 15, one of Lord Frey's many daughters. The ceremony is rushed, awkward. Lord Frey attends with his heir, a 4-year-old boy named Walder, who stares at everything with calculating eyes. During the feast, Dunk is chosen to carry the bride to the bedchamber. It's meant to be an honor, but it feels like a test. He carries her carefully, trying not to crush her with his massive hands. She's terrified, trembling against his chest. "It will be all right," he tells her gently. Lord Butterwell seems kind enough. She doesn't answer, just closes her eyes as though wishing herself anywhere else. The jousting begins the following morning. Dunk enters under a new shield, one hastily painted after he lost his elm and star design. The design shows a hanged man dangling from a gallows tree. It's grim, ugly.
I need the
but it was
most
cheap.
block.
The other hedge knights have started calling him the Gallows Knight. His first opponent is STS2 Underleaf, the snail knight that Maynard warned him about. The man's armor is enameled in shades of orange and green, his helm shaped like a snail's shell. It should look ridiculous. Instead, it looks terrifying. They face each other across the lists. Dunk lowers his lance, feeling thunder tense beneath him. The flag drops. They charge. The world narrows to the point of STS2's lance. Dunk aims for the center of his opponent's
That's what I'm
shield,
talking about.
just as
Let's
STS2
freaking
aimed toward
go.
him. But STS2 is faster,
Dude,
more
I've just had like a
experienced.
really good run
His
so
lance
far.
tip drops at the last second,
Let's go.
catching Dunk square in
Keep
the
it
chest.
going.
The impact lifts Dunk from his saddle. He flies backward, the world spinning, then crashes to the ground hard enough to drive the air from his lungs. His head rings inside his helm. Darkness swims at the edges of his vision. When he wakes, he's lying in his pavilion. Egg hovers over him, his face tight with worry. "You've been unconscious for hours," Egg says. "I thought you were dead. I feel dead." Every part of Dunk's body aches. His chest feels like someone drove a hammer into it. You need to rest. You might have cracked ribs. But Dunk can't rest, because as his head clears, he realizes Egg is alone. The boy never leaves him alone when he's injured. "Where were you?" Dunk asks. Egg hesitates. "I went to speak with someone, to ask about the other competitors." "Who?" "Just another squire. It doesn't matter." But it does matter, because that night, Egg disappears. Dunk searches everywhere. He asks other hedge knights if they've seen a bald boy. He checks the stables, the merchant stalls, every pavilion he can find. Nothing. Egg is gone. Panic sets in. Egg is a prince. If someone discovered his identity, they might ransom him, or worse, use him as a pawn in whatever game is being played at this
Oh, I'm
tournament.
taking some damage.
As
That's
Dunk
fine.
searches, he hears rumors. A dragon egg has gone missing from Lord Butterwell's collection. A priceless
He's so
artifact
dead.
stolen from
Look
the
at that
castle.
man.
Guards
look at that
are
claw. It's
searching
dead.
everyone.
It is
Suspicion falls
dead.
on Sir Glendon Bull, the bastard who claims descent from Fireball. They arrest him, throw him in chains. But Dunk knows Glendon didn't take
Love
it.
it.
The young man was with other knights when the theft occurred. Someone is using him as a scapegoat. Then, Dunk is attacked. A figure jumps him in the darkness.
Well, we'll draw
between
4 cards. Let's see what we get.
A knife flashes.
Top of my draw
Dunk
pile,
barely
huh?
deflects it, his size and strength saving him. He grabs his attacker and slams him against a post. It's Alan Cockshaw,
That guy's
a
dead
minor
next to
knight
him,
he'd noticed
basically.
hovering around the edges of events. The man's eyes are wide with fear. "Who sent
This
you?"
one,
Dunk demands.
just in
"I
case.
won't tell you anything. Then I'll break every bone in your body until you do." Cockshaw's courage evaporates.
Oh, I
"It
shouldn't
was
have done that.
Gorman
I'm
Peak.
so silly.
He paid me to bribe Sir Uthor to make sure he killed you in the final tilt. I don't know why. Please, let me go." Dunk throws him into a nearby well. The splash echoes up from the darkness below. He'll survive, probably. Dunk doesn't particularly care either way. Gorman Peak, a man who lost lands and titles after the Blackfire Rebellion, a man with every reason to
Nice.
hate the Targaryens, and he wanted Dunk dead. Why? Unless he knows who Egg
It's
really is.
fine.
Dunk runs
Kill
toward the
him!
castle. His injuries
Pretty
forgotten.
dang close.
He has to
Let's
find
go.
Egg before
Thank you,
something
random
terrible
doll.
happens. He finds Ser Maynard Plum along the way. The older knight seems unsurprised by Dunk's panic. Your squire is in the Sept,
Oh my gosh,
Maynard
another
says
bombardment?
calmly. With Lord Butterwell. I'd hurry if I were you. How do you know that? Maynard's smile is strange, almost sad. I know many things, said Duncan.
It's pretty dang good,
Now
though.
go. Your
I'm
prince
getting it.
needs
I'm
you.
getting it. I don't
Dunk
care.
bursts
We're
into the
doing it.
Sept to find Egg standing over Lord Butterwell, who cowers on the floor. Another
Bombardment
man
is so
lies dead
good.
nearby, blood pooling
Wait,
beneath
hold
his
on.
body.
Who are we
Black
playing?
Tom Heddle, Lord Butterwell's son by law. What happened? Dunk gasps. He tried to kill me, Egg says, his voice shaking. He knew who I
Oh,
was.
test subject.
He was going
Okay.
to murder me, to start a war between my father and Lord Butterwell. I had to defend myself. Dunk looks at the body. Black Tom is very dead, his throat opened by a knife. Egg's knife, still clutched in the boy's trembling hand. We need to leave, Dunk says. Now, they'll catch us, Lord Butterwell whimpers. Gorman Peak.
This
He'll
one.
kill us all.
Proceed.
Then come with us. We'll get you
Whew.
to safety.
Okay.
They run from the Sept.
Alright,
Dunk
test subject, you're
carrying
going
Butterwell,
down.
Egg running alongside. But they don't get far before they're surrounded. Not by Peak's men, but by royal soldiers, hundreds of them, appearing from the darkness like ghosts. At their head rides a man Dunk recognizes, Brynden Rivers, called Bloodraven, the King's Hand, the most feared man in Westeros. His face is pale, his hair white blonde, and where his right eye should be, there's only a red birthmark like a bloody tear. The Bloodraven says, his voice soft, "This is interesting." Within minutes, White Walls is surrounded. Every exit is blocked. Bloodraven's soldiers move through the crowds, arresting specific people, Gorman Peak, several other lords, and John the Fiddler, who doesn't resist. Did you
John
know?
the Fiddler?
Dunk asks Ser Maynard, who stands beside him watching the arrests. Know what? Maynard's eyes gleam with amusement. Who he is, John the Fiddler. That's Daemon
John the
Blackfire,
Fiddler. Poor
isn't it?
John,
The
he's
son
got a
of the
terrible name.
Pretender. Very clever, Sir Duncan. Yes, John is Daemon II. This tournament was cover for a rebellion. The dragon egg was meant to be a symbol, proof of legitimacy, but someone miscalculated. Who? Maynard gestures toward Bloodraven. He did. He let this entire conspiracy unfold so he could catch everyone involved at once. Rather elegant, really. And you, who are you, really? For just a moment, Maynard's face shifts.
We're
His
fine.
features blur, becoming someone
Girl,
else
you
entirely.
were so dead. Do you think
Bloodraven's
that's a girl?
face,
Looks like a
smiling
guy,
back
actually.
at him. Then Maynard is Maynard again. I'm whoever I need to be, he says. Magic has its uses. Dunk's blood runs cold. Bloodraven has been among them the entire time, watching everything, manipulating events. The whole tournament was a trap. Daemon Blackfire is taken away in chains. The dragon egg is recovered from where it was hidden. Lord Butterwell loses everything. Bloodraven orders White Walls torn down, the white stones scattered so no trace remains. But Dunk and Egg are released.
Dude,
Bloodraven
you about to
speaks to them
die.
briefly before they leave. Take care of the prince, he tells Dunk. He's more important than you realize. The realm will need him someday. Why did you let this happen? Dunk asks. You could have stopped it before it started. I needed to know who was loyal and who was not. Now I do. Bloodraven's one good eye fixes on Dunk. Your prince trusts you. That's rare. Don't betray that trust. They ride away from White Walls as dawn breaks. Egg is quiet, processing everything that happened. He he killed a man last night. He's only 12 years old, and he killed a man in self-defense. Will you tell my father? Egg asks finally. What would I tell him? That you defended yourself against someone trying to murder you, that you survived a rebellion that was crushed before it began. He'd be proud of you. He's never proud of me. Then he's a fool. They ride in silence for a while. Behind them, White Walls is already being demolished, the white stones pulled down one by one. Dunk? Egg says quietly. Thank you for coming for me. Always, Dunk replies. That's what brothers do. The years that follow blur together like watercolors in rain. Dunk and Egg continue their wandering, two figures on the endless roads of Westeros. Sometimes they serve minor lords for a season. Sometimes they take work as guards for merchants traveling dangerous routes. Sometimes they simply wander, stopping in villages to help with harvests or repairs in exchange for food and shelter. Egg grows from a boy into a young man. His height never matches Dunk's, but he fills out, becomes stronger. More importantly, he becomes wiser. The prince who once ran away from his duties now understands what those duties truly mean. He sees how small folk live, how they suffer under cruel lords, how justice rarely reaches those who need it most. When I'm king, Egg says one night around their campfire, things will be different. You're fourth in line, Dunk reminds him. You'll probably never be king. Still, if I am, I'll change things. No more lords beating their small folk. No more taxation that leaves families starving. Everyone should be equal under the law. That's a beautiful dream. Dreams don't often survive contact with reality. This one will. I'll make sure of it. Dunk hopes he's right, but he's seen enough of the world to doubt that anything ever really changes. They visit Old Town one summer, where Egg's older brother serves at the Citadel. Aemon Targaryen is training to become a maester,
Does test
giving
subject
up
give
his
out
claim to
cards?
power in favor of knowledge. He's kind, thoughtful, nothing like his cruel brother Aesarion. You're good for Aegon, Aemon tells Dunk. He was always too sheltered, too removed from real life. You've shown him what the world actually is. I've just shown him muddy roads and flea-infested inns. Sometimes that's the most valuable education of all. The realm changes around them. King Aerys I dies in 221, having reigned for 12 ineffective
Wound
years.
status
He never
cards.
consummated
Okay.
his marriage, produced no heirs. The crown passes to Matikar, Egg's father. King Matikar I, a hard man made harder by guilt. He's never forgiven himself for killing Baghakar Breakspear. That guilt has calcified into severity. He rules strictly, sometimes cruelly, always alone. Will you go to court now? Dunk asks Egg when they hear the news. You're a prince. Your father is king. You should be in King's Landing. Not yet. He doesn't want me there. He made that clear enough years ago. They continue wandering. Then, in 232, news reaches them
Not
that
really much I
turns
can do
Dunk's
here.
stomach, a Tyrian Brightflame, is dead. The Mad Prince, in another fit of insanity, drank a cup of wildfire. He believed it would transform him into a dragon, that he would burst into flames and be reborn with scales and wings. Instead, he just died screaming as the wildfire burned him from the inside out. Good riddance, Egg says flatly. The realm is better without him. Dunk can't disagree. But Adarion's death creates complications. He left behind a young son, an infant. Some believe this child should be next in line for the throne after Maika. Others argue that the son of a madman shouldn't inherit anything. The question becomes moot the following year, when King Maka himself falls in battle.
I mean,
He's
it's
fighting a
0. Why
minor
not?
war against an outlaw lord
Why
when a
not?
stray
Oh, I
arrow
guess I could have
catches
used it
him in
next
the
turn.
eye. The king of the 7 kingdoms brought down by a common bandit's lucky shot.
Oh, it's each turn.
We have to go back. Egg says when they hear, the realm needs a king. You have older brothers. Darien is already dead.
Okay,
A
well, we're
Darien
doing
is
this one.
dead that leaves just Aemon and me, and Aemon won't take the crown. They ride for King's Landing, arriving weeks later to find the capital in chaos. The Great Council has been called the first in living memory. All the great lords of Westeros gather to decide who should rule. The candidates are clear. Anevrian's young son,
Particle wall, that's
Aegon
what we're doing.
Targaryen,
Putting
fourth son of
particle wall.
Rhaegar, a prince most people have forgotten about. Dunk waits outside the council chamber while they deliberate. Hours
I mean, it's
pass,
free.
then days. Finally, Egg
Why not?
emerges, looking dazed. They chose me, he
Doesn't
says.
matter, but
Aemon refused the throne.
dang.
He's taking the black going to the wall to serve as a maester.
20?
He said, I'll be a better king than he would. So they chose me. I'm going to be king.
Okay.
Dunk doesn't know what to say. His squire, the bald boy he took on at Ashford Meadow 24 years ago, is going to rule the Seven Kingdoms. You'll be great, Dunk says finally. You understand the small folk. You'll help them. I'll try. But Dunk, I need you with me.
It's free, which means I get a hit
can't
right
do
there.
this alone.
No!
I'll always be with you. You know that. Not as my friend, as my sworn
What?
shield.
Oh.
Join the King's Guard. Be my Lord Commander. Help me make the realm
Skills.
better. Dunk stares at him, the King's Guard. 7 knights
see
who
what
serve
else.
for life, sworn to protect the king, forbidden to marry or hold lands. The
I did
highest
this
honor
one.
a knight can receive. But Dunk isn't really a knight. The lie he's carried for decades suddenly feels
Do this
heavier
one.
than
We
ever.
need more
I'm
stars.
not
The thing
worthy
is
of that, he says quietly. You're the most worthy man I know. Please, Dunk. I need someone I
see,
can
what
trust
should we do?
absolutely. That's you. It's always been you. So Dunk agrees. He swears the oaths, dons the white cloak of the King's Guard, a hedge knight, based on a lie,
Do this one.
becomes
And
one of the
attack.
7 greatest knights in the realm. Aegon V is crowned with little ceremony. He's called Aegon the Unlikely, because no one ever expected him to
This
rule.
does 10
The
damage
fourth
to all
son
enemies
of a fourth
twice.
son. But here he is,
Which is
wearing
pretty
the crown
good.
of Aegon the Conqueror.
I feel like
His
if I'm
reign
already doing
begins
24
with
damage a
hope.
turn,
He
like I'm
truly
basically
tries
going
help the small
to
folk,
already
passing
get it.
laws to limit the power of
Let's
lords
do
to
this one,
protect
because
the
this is
poor
an
from
active
abuse.
one that I
But
do.
resistance
Maybe.
comes immediately.
Yeah.
The great houses hate
Because I
his
really get
reforms. They
4
see
out
him
of
as
that.
weak, as trying to upset the natural
Oh
order.
no, I still. You know what?
Can't force
I have to use the
equality,
restroom. I'll be
his
right back.
advisors tell him. The realm won't accept it. Then the realm needs to change. Aegon insists. Years pass. Dunk rises through the ranks of the King's Guard, eventually becoming Lord Commander. He's not the most skilled fighter, but he's loyal, trustworthy. And Aegon needs loyalty more than he needs talent. They fight more Blackfire rebellions, the 4th in 236, where Dunk personally kills Daemon III in single combat, the 5th and final in 260, which ends with the death of Meleys the Monstrous. But Aegon's greatest battles aren't military, they're political. His attempts at reform fail again and again. The nobles simply ignore his decrees, secure in their power. Then his children make everything worse. All 5 of them marry for love instead of following his arrangements. His eldest son, Duncan, named after Dunk himself, falls in love with Jenny of Oldstones. She's common, possibly mad, claims to know one of the children of the forest.
Okay, here we go.
Prince Duncan gives up his
Wow,
claim to the
okay.
throne to marry her. The
What's this?
betrothal to Lord Lionel Baratheon's daughter is broken. Lionel, the laughing storm who fought beside Dunk at Ashford, declares himself Storm King and rebels. Dunk has to face his old friend in trial by combat. It's brutal, painful, 2 old men battering each other while the realm watches. Dunk wins, but there's no joy in it, just exhaustion and sadness. I'm sorry, Leonel says after yielding, but my honor demanded it. I know. so did mine.
Okay.
The rebellion ends, but the damage is done.
We're doing
Aegon's
this one.
authority is shattered. No one respects him anymore. His reforms have failed. His children defied him.
We're doing
He's
this
called
one.
the unlikely for a reason. He was never supposed to be king, and increasingly, people wish he wasn't.
And
Through it all, Dunk remains beside him.
doing this
50
one.
years of friendship. 50 years of
We
shared
need to be able to
struggles.
draw more cards
They're
though
both
too.
old now. Their bodies failing. Their best years behind them.
Okay, we'll
But
upgrade some
Aegon
shit.
has one
There's some
final
stuff.
dream.
There was no
One
reason for me
last
to curse
desperate
there.
attempt to restore Targaryen power. He wants to bring back dragons. The obsession begins gradually, like poison seeping into water. At first, it's just idle comments. Aegon wondering aloud what the realm would be like if dragons still lived. Remembering stories of his ancestors flying into battle on dragon.
This one for
With
sure.
dragons,
For
they have to
sure.
listen.
For
Aegon
sure, and
says
7
one
years
evening,
ago.
they're in the king's private chamber.
Let's get a
Just the
relic.
two of them. No guards,
Oh,
no
heal
courtiers,
2
just
HP.
two
Oh,
old friends
let's take
drinking
it.
wine.
Because apparently
I
you
could
can
enforce
leave without
my
taking it, and I
reforms.
hate that.
I could actually help people.
Please let me do it.
Dragons are dead, Dunk says gently.
Bummer.
They've been dead for over a century. You can't bring them back. My ancestors did. They
Draw
hatched
card, draw
eggs.
card. Draw 3
Why
cards.
can't I?
Put
Because
1
it's
card.
dangerous. Remember what happened to your brother Arion? Arion was mad. I'm not mad. I just want to help my people. But the distinction between determination and madness becomes
How many
increasingly
glimmers do
blurred
I
as
already
years
have?
pass. Aegon begins collecting dragon eggs from across the realm. 3 of them, ancient and petrified. He consults pyromancers and sorcerers. He reads forbidden texts about Valyrian blood magic. Dunk watches this descent with growing dread. He tries to talk sense into his oldest friend, but Aegon won't listen anymore. You don't understand, the king says. You're not Targaryen. You don't feel what I feel. Dragons are in our blood.
Need to
They're
gain
part of
more
us.
stars
Without them,
too.
we're nothing. You're
Need
the
more
king.
star gain ones.
That's not nothing.
Okay, let's
And the
upgrade our
king,
stars.
no one respects. A
Right?
king whose own children defy him. A king whose reforms are ignored. What good
We're
is a
gonna
crown
do-
if it comes with no power? Jenny of Allstones makes everything worse. Prince Duncan's wife brings her friend to court, an ancient dwarf woman they call the Ghost of High Heart. She's a woods witch, possibly one of the children of the forest, possibly just insane. But she speaks prophecies that Aegon desperately wants to believe. The prince that was promised
That
should
one's
be
not bad,
born of
honestly.
Eris and Rhaella's line, she declares one night. Born
Um,
amid salt and smoke beneath a bleeding
maybe this
star,
one? God, I
she'll
need
wake
more stars
dragons from
though. That's
stone.
the issue.
Ares is Aegon's second son, his heir. Rhaella is Aerys' sister. The prophecy convinces Aegon to arrange their marriage brother to sister in the old
That's nice
Targaryen
though.
tradition.
But I just need
Never
more
mind
stars.
that they don't love each other. Never mind
This
that
one's
Rhaella
ultimately
loves
more,
someone
but this one's
else.
more
The
like
prophecy
that
must be
turn.
fulfilled. Dunk hates it. He's seen what prophecy does to people, how it twists their judgment, makes them think pursue the possible future.
We're gonna do this one just because we might need the block like immediately.
This marriage. They'll
Okay.
understand eventually.
What do we got
This
going
is
on
bigger
here?
than
Okay.
personal happiness. This is about the future of our house. Is it? Or
Saying,
is it
hey, I've
about
got
your
potions
ego,
up here.
your
Very good,
need to
very
be
good.
remembered as the king who brought back dragons?
Okay,
It's the first truly
we've got
harsh
10
thing
block
Dunk
already.
has said to Aegon in 50
Good thing
years.
we've got
The
this because
king's
we're about to
face
need
goes
it.
pale,
Shoot.
then red. Get out. Your grace.
Do this,
I said,
and we will
get out.
pass.
You're
Let's
my
get it.
Lord Commander, not my father. You don't get to lecture me. Dunk leaves. They don't speak for a week afterward. When they finally reconcile, something has broken between them that will never fully heal.
We're
The
gonna do
years
this.
crawl by. Aegon's hair
Do
goes
this.
white. His hands develop
Okay,
tremors.
what do we
He
want to
coughs
put? We
more
want to put
frequently.
this on
A
our draw
wet
pile.
rattling sound that suggests his time is drawing
And
short. But he won't abandon his obsession with
yeah.
dragons. Dunk develops his own problems.
Okay, so we're going
Dreams
to
vivid and terrifying. He's standing in a
do
great
this.
hall, flames everywhere, screaming, people burning alive. He tries to
We don't have
run
enough to
help,
like
but the
get
smoke
it.
chokes him. He wakes gasping,
We're
his
gonna
heart
do
racing. The dreams come more frequently as time passes.
this.
Always the same images: fire, death,
Should I
a
do a
palace
vulnerable?
consumed. Sometimes he sees Aegon in the flames, reaching out. Sometimes he sees himself burning. They're
Yeah,
just
I mean, I'm gonna
nightmares,
need.
he tells himself. Old men have nightmares, but he doesn't believe it. Something deep in his bones tells him these dreams mean something. They're warnings of some approaching disaster. In 250
Oh my god, wait.
everything comes to a head. Princess
Yeah,
Rhaegar,
so the 5th card I play is free.
granddaughter, is pregnant with her first child.
So we're doing this.
Birth
That's
is
what
expected
that's
in
what
a
I'm
day.
talking about. That's so
Aegon
fucking
decides
dope.
this is the perfect time.
Okay.
The prince that was promised
Should I
will be
vulnerable
born,
him
and
though?
simultaneously, dragons will return.
Don't really want to
to the world.
take
He summons
damage, to be
everyone to
honest.
Summerhall, his favorite residence, a beautiful palace in the Dornish marches, built for pleasure rather than war.
I mean, this
The
ain't
whole
gonna be a
family
bad
will
thing.
gather there.
Oh my
They'll
gosh, yes.
celebrate the
Okay.
birth and the return of dragons together.
Attack.
Don't do this. Dunk begs one final time. Please, Egg, I'm asking as your
Is it free to play?
abandon this plan.
It's not free to play.
I can't. Everything is ready. The pyromancers know what to do. The eggs are prepared. This will work.
I like this.
And if it doesn't, then I'll die trying. But at least I'll have tried. At least I won't spend my last years wondering what might have been. There's no arguing with that kind of determination. Dunk can only follow as they travel to Summerhall.
Yeah, we don't have to
His
do it right
dreams
now.
intensify
I could just
during the
vulnerable
journey.
him and he'll
Every
be
night, the same
gone.
vision,
I just
flames and
really,
death.
really like that
He
potion.
wakes screaming, scaring the other Kingsguard.
16, so I'm taking 6 damage.
Fine, just old age catching up with me. But he's not fine. He's terrified in a way he's never been before. Not at Ashford when he faced trial by 7. Not at White Walls when Blackfire plotted rebellion. This is different. This feels like doom approaching on iron wheels, unstoppable and inevitable. They reach Summerhall on a beautiful spring day. The palace gleams in the sunlight.
Did I still took 6 damage? Oh yeah, because it wasn't. I'm silly.
It should feel peaceful. Instead, it feels like a tomb waiting to be filled. The family
Could double it.
Prince Duncan and Jenny, Prince Jenharis,
3 vigor.
and Princess Rala, heavy with child.
Deals additional damage.
Servants and maesters, all the pyromancers.
We're doing this.
Hired, carrying their jars of
and we're doing that. 31. Let's go. And we're good.
Usher her to a birthing chamber while everyone else waits anxiously. This is it.
Bro tried to debuff me like I didn't see that.
The ritual begins in another part of the palace. Dunk stands guard outside the chamber where it's happening. He can hear.
Okay, we're doing this one.
Words he doesn't
Brought him down 31. Jesus.
And chemical.
Gain 7. Okay.
Despite the evening coolness. His dreams
gain 11.
Make perfect sense. This is the place he's been seeing, Summerhall, and tonight it's going to burn. He should run. Every instinct screams.
Okay, we're gonna put that one at the top.
But Aegon is in that chamber. His friend
of
50 years.
We're just gonna do this one right here. This one right here.
In all but blood.
And we're good to go.
He's never run from anything in his life. He's not stopped.
Let's freaking go.
The warning signs appear years before Summerhall, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. It starts after a particularly humiliating session with the small council. Lord Royce openly laughs at one of Aegon's proposed reforms, calling it the fantasy of a naive child. Other lords nod in agreement.
I think he's just gonna be dead here, to be honest.
To enforce his own decrees, watching his authority crumble. That night, Aegon pulls out an ancient tome from the royal library.
I don't need any, but why not? Why not?
still reading by candlelight, his eyes bloodshot.
That's a lot of
Do
freaking
you know what
slaves.
this is? Aegon asks without looking
Okay.
up. A
Can we tell
history
him?
of dragon lords, how they commanded respect not through birthright or tradition, but through fire. When Aegon the Conqueror spoke, people listened because Balerion the Black Dread stood behind him. That was 2 centuries ago. Power doesn't change. Only its
Wait, hold on.
form
1,
does.
2,
My
3, 4.
ancestors ruled through strength.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rule through justice, and look where it's gotten me. Nowhere. Dunk pulls up a chair, his knees protesting. They're both getting old, both feeling mortality creeping closer. You've helped thousands of people. The small folk love you. The small folk can't enforce laws. The nobles ignore me because they know I have no teeth. But with dragons, a Garn's eyes gleam with something Dunk doesn't recognize. With dragons, everything changes. The books multiply. Aegon commissions expeditions to Valeria's ruins, sends ships to distant Ashai searching for knowledge. Most return
What a
empty-handed
freaking
or
run!
don't return at all. But a few
Oh
bring
my
back
gosh,
fragments, partial rituals,
it's kind of a sketchy
incomplete
thing,
instructions,
to be
enough
honest.
to feed hope without providing certainty.
Hidden cache.
The pyromancers become regular visitors
Okay,
to
we're
the
gonna
Red
do hidden
Keep,
cache.
as Aegon consults them constantly,
Generally speaking, we
asking
need more.
about wildfire, about heat, about the precise conditions needed to hatch dragon
Excuse me.
eggs. They tell him what he wants to hear, because contradicting a king is dangerous. Your Grace, theoretically, it's possible. One pyromancer says, sufficient heat combined with certain catalysts, blood magic, perhaps. The old texts mention sacrifices. What kind of sacrifices? The texts are unclear, but fire needs fuel to burn. Dunk pulls Aegon aside after that meeting. You're not seriously considering blood sacrifice? Of course not. I'm considering science, understanding the conditions that once allowed dragons to hatch. Science that involves killing people.
Okay.
I didn't say that, but Aegon doesn't meet his eyes. The dreams begin for Dunk around this time. Not every night at first. Maybe once a fortnight he'll wake gasping.
I really like
already
Patter.
fading. A palace in flames, screaming.
This.
The smell of burning flesh so vivid.
Maybe draw, because I'd like to.
He doesn't tell anyone.
Oh, let's get some
What would
Patter.
he say? That he's having nightmares.
And
Old men
we'll
have
go with
nightmares.
this.
It means nothing.
Oh, and we'll go with
Except
this.
it does mean something.
Okay,
Deep in his
turn.
bones, in that part of him that has somehow survived 4 decades as a knight, he knows these dreams are warnings.
Okay.
The ghost of High Heart makes everything worse. Jenny of Oldstones brings her to court, this ancient creature who might be human or might be something older. She stands barely 3 feet tall, her
also
face
gonna do
wrinkled
some
like
of this.
old leather, her eyes milky white.
Now which
The dragons
one?
will return.
13, so
She
that's
croaks
26.
one evening, but not as you think.
Who do I
Not
want to
as you
kill?
hope. Dragons are fire made flesh,
Got
and
18.
fire consumes everything it touches. Speak plainly. Aegon demands.
26.
What do you see? I see smoke
Plus
and
11.
salt and a bleeding star.
Okay,
I
we're
see
getting
a
this dude
prince
back
born
here.
from death. I see the wheel turning, always turning, crushing those who would remake the world.
Oh,
That's just
where's
riddles.
that?
Tell me clearly, can I hatch dragons? The ghost laughs.
Did he not die?
The sound like dry leaves crackling.
you little bitch.
You can try. Aegon Targaryen. Everyone tries, and the fire takes what it wants.
We're gonna do this.
Later, Dunk asks Jenny what her friend means. They're in the gardens away from listening ears. She sees true things, Jenny says softly, but she sees them in pieces, fragments of possible futures. She saw Summerhall in flames years ago. She's been dreading it ever since. Then why doesn't she tell the king to stop? Would he listen? Men don't abandon their dreams just because someone warns them. They charge forward, certain they'll be the exception to the rule. Dunk knows she's right. He's tried warning Aegon himself. The king won't hear it. The political situation deteriorates further. All 5 of Aegon's children marry against his wishes, choosing love over duty. The scandal rocks the realm. Great houses feel insulted. Alliances crumble. The king, who wanted to help everyone, ends up alienating those with actual power. Lord Lionel Baratheon's rebellion is the worst. When Prince Duncan breaks his betrothal to marry Jenny, Lionel declares himself Storm King and raises his banners. It's a small rebellion, more symbolic
Oh, that's what I'm
than
talking about.
threatening,
I need
but
draw
it
cards.
requires a response. Aegon orders Dunk to face Lionel in single combat. He's my friend. Dunk protests. He fought beside me at Ashford, and now he's a rebel. Would you have me execute him? Trial by combat gives him an honorable way out. So Dunk faces the laughing storm on a field outside Storm's End. They're both old now, past 60, their joints aching, but they fight anyway because duty demands it. The combat is brutal and sad. Two former friends beating each other bloody while everyone watches. Dunk wins only because he's larger, able to absorb more punishment. When Lionel finally yields, there's no triumph in it. I'm sorry, Dunk tells him.
Maybe an attack?
Don't be, we both did our duty. That's all men like us can do. But winning the fight doesn't solve anything. The other lords still don't respect Aegon. His reforms still fail. And now Dunk has lost one of his oldest friends.
Perfect.
That night, Aegon drinks heavily.
Turn it back into a block.
Everything I've tried should
Now.
just laws, fair taxation, protection for the weak. Why does everyone fight me? Because people fear change, especially people
You
with
shall
power.
rest.
Then power is what I need.
Okay.
Real power. The
Let's
kind
go,
my
test subject.
ancestors had.
Let's
Dragons.
go.
Yes, Aegon's hands shake as he pours more wine. I've acquired 3 eggs. True dragon eggs verified by maesters. I've studied the rituals. I know what needs to be done. What needs to be done? Heat, intense heat. Wildfire can provide that. And blood, the blood of kings.
What did I just spend?
My blood. Dunk
Okay,
grows
okay.
cold. You're talking about killing yourself. I'm talking about sacrifice. Every great achievement requires sacrifice. If I must burn to bring back dragons, to give my house the power to actually help people, then I'll burn. That's madness. Is it? Or is it the
How do you
only
do
sane
damage?
response to a world that won't listen to reason? Mzay's Aegon stands, swaying slightly. I've failed, Dunk, at everything that matters. My children defy me. The lords mock me. The small folk I wanted to help still suffer. I'll be remembered as Aegon, the useless. Unless I do this, unless I bring back dragons, you'll be remembered as Aegon, the good, the king who tried. Trying isn't enough. I want to succeed. Just once, I want to succeed. There's no arguing with that kind of desperation. Dunk recognizes it because he's felt it himself, that need to matter, to prove you're more than what everyone thinks you are. The years pass. Aegon continues his research, gathering materials, perfecting his plans. Dunk's dreams intensify. He's seeing Summerhall now, clearly. The palace he's visited a dozen times, the gardens, the towers, all of it burning. He wakes one night screaming Aegon's name. The other Kingsguard find him standing in his chamber, sword drawn, facing invisible enemies. Are you well, Lord Commander? Sir Gerald Hightower asks. Fine, just a nightmare. But it's not fine. The nightmares are becoming unbearable. Every time he closes his eyes, he sees fire, and increasingly, he sees himself walking into those flames, choosing to burn rather than abandon his king. Rhaella becomes pregnant in early 259. Aegon receives the news like a holy revelation. This is it, he says. The prophecy. The ghost said the prince that was promised would be born of Aerys and Rhaella's line. This child is that prince, and he'll be born alongside dragons. Together they'll save the realm. Or you'll kill everyone trying. Dunk says quietly. Have some faith. I have faith in you. That's why I'm terrified. Bjorn begins preparing in earnest. He orders everyone to gather at Summerhall for the birth, family, advisors, Kingsguard,
Dude, it's just
pyromancers,
ridiculous.
all the pieces falling into place for whatever he's planning. Dunk makes one final attempt to stop this. He goes to Aegon's chamber the night before they're scheduled to leave for Summerhall. Don't do this, he says. Please, I'm not asking as your Lord Commander. I'm asking as your friend, as someone who's known you for 50 years. Don't risk everything on a dream. What else do I have left? I'm old, dying. My reign has been a
Bro's so
failure.
dead, bro.
This is my last chance to mean something. You already mean something. To me, to Jenny and Duncan, to thousands of small folk whose lives you've touched. Isn't that enough? No. Aegon's voice is firm. It's not enough. It was never enough.
Okay, so
I
40?
wanted to change the world, Dunk. I wanted to make it fair. But the world doesn't want to be fair. It wants to be ruled by strength. So I'll give it strength. I'll give it dragons. You'll give it ashes. Then ashes are what it deserves. They stare at each other across the chamber. 50 years of friendship. 50 years of trust and loyalty and love.
Okay, so we've got
All
the
of it coming
reflect.
down to this moment.
Let's
If
do
you
this
do
one, I
this,
guess.
Dunk says slowly, I'll be there, not to help, but to try to save whoever I can when it goes wrong. It won't
First
go
we do
wrong.
this one.
It will. My dreams have shown me. And if it does, if the flames come, I won't leave you. Do you understand? I won't run. I'll die beside you, if that's what it takes. Aegon's expression
Dude,
softened.
we're way too
You've
good at
always
this.
been too loyal for your own good. Loyalty is all I have. You gave me everything else, a purpose, a life. You took a boy from Flea Bottom and made him Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. The least I can do is die beside you. I don't want you to die. And I don't want you to burn yourself chasing dragons. But we rarely get what we want. They embrace then two old men who've shared half a century. When they pull apart, both have tears in their eyes. Whatever happens at Summerhall,
Oh
Aegon
my
says,
gosh, I shouldn't have done
thank
that.
you for everything.
It's
You've
fine.
been the truest friend I've ever had. And you've been my king. My brother, the only family I've ever really known. The next morning, they ride for Summerhall. The party is large, cheerful, people laughing and singing, excited for the birth of a new prince. Only Dunk rides in silence, watching the road ahead, feeling doom approach with every mile. His dreams have shown him what's coming. Fire.
Oh my gosh, look at
The end
this. Oh
of
my god, that's so funny.
And he's riding straight toward
45
it,
damage
because
next
that's
turn.
what knights do.
Bring it on,
They
test
keep their
subject, you're going
word.
down.
They stand
Boom,
beside
boom,
their
ready?
brothers. They face
Boom.
the fire,
A
even when
boom.
they know it will consume them.
You're going
Summerhall
down.
rises in the distance, white and beautiful in the spring sunshine, a palace built for joy,
This
a place
guy?
where Aegon spent his happiest days.
This guy?
Soon it will be a tomb. The lost journey takes 4 days. They travel slowly because
What do I
Princess
got in
Elena
here?
is
Do I have
heavily
any attacks
pregnant,
now?
unable to ride for long
Are these all
periods.
just...
She travels in a covered wheelhouse cushioned by pillows, attended by midwives who cluck and fuss. Dunk rides near the front with the other Kingsguard.
I guess we'll
Sir
draw
Geralt
3 cards. I
Hightower
mean, what the
keeps
fuck?
glancing at him with concern. You've been quiet, Lord Commander. Just thinking. About what? About death. About fire. About the fact that I know what's coming, and I'm powerless to stop it. About getting old, Dunk says instead. My knees ache when it rains now. When did that happen? Geralt laughs. Welcome to being 60. It only gets worse from here. Except there won't be a from here's for Dunk. He knows that
I do
now
a lot
with
of... What is
certainty,
this?
whatever happens at Summerhall, he won't be leaving. The dreams have made that clear.
What's intangible?
Surprisingly, he
What's
feels
intangible?
at peace with it. He's had a long life, longer than a flea-bottom orphan had any right to expect. He's seen the 7 kingdoms, fought in tournaments, stood beside kings. He's been a hedge knight, a king's guard, a lord commander. He's protected the man he loves most in this world. If it ends in fire, at least it ends with purpose. Prince Duncan and Jenny ride together, holding hands like newlyweds despite being married for years. They're sickeningly happy, lost in their own world. Duncan the Small, they call Aegon's eldest son, not because he's
Oh shit, we're
particularly
gonna take some
short,
damage.
but to distinguish him from Duncan the Tall. The prince was named after Dunk. Aegon insisted on it. "You're the best man I know," the king had said. "I want my son to aspire to be like you." Now that prince is riding toward his death. Dunk knows this too. Somehow, the dreams have shown him pieces. Prince Duncan burning, Jenny screaming, all of it ending in ash. He considers warning them, telling them to turn back, to flee. But what would he say?
Why is it only
I'll
doing
be
one?
having nightmares. They'd
That's
think
what's going
him
on.
mad or senile. So he says nothing, just rides and watches and waits. They reach Summerhall on a beautiful afternoon. The palace gleams in sunlight, its towers graceful against blue sky. Gardens bloom with spring flowers. Fountains play in courtyards. Everything looks perfect, peaceful. Dunk has never hated a place more. The servants have prepared everything. Chambers for the royal family, quarters for the king's guard, the great hall set for feasting, and somewhere, hidden away, a chamber where Aegon will attempt his ritual. That first evening, they dine together, the whole family laughing and drinking, celebrating the impending birth. Princess Racy looks
Oh, I got you
exhausted
now,
but
test
happy.
subject. You're
Prince
going down
Aerys,
now.
her brother husband, hovers nervously. He's never wanted children, never wanted any of this, but he plays his part. Aegon gives a speech. "We gather here at Summerhall to welcome new life
I should
into
have done
the
better.
world. My first great-grandchild.
Fine.
The beginning of a new generation. May he grow strong and wise. May he lead the realm into a glorious future." Everyone cheers. They don't know what else the king has planned. Only a few people know. The pyromancers who've been arriving quietly all week.
Turn my
Maester
Discord
Corso,
file
who
on.
serves at Summerhall, though he's expressed reservations, and Dunk, who knows because the dreams have told him. After
Reflect.
dinner, Dunk finds Aegon alone on a balcony overlooking the gardens. "Last chance," Dunk says quietly. "We can send the
Oh,
pyromancers
right now.
away. Forget this whole plan. Just celebrate the birth like a normal grandfather." "I've never been normal. Why start now?" "Because normal people don't burn themselves trying to hatch dragons. Normal people don't change the world either." Aegon sighs. "I know you think I'm mad. Maybe I am. But I have to try, Dunk. If there's even a chance this works, I have to try. And if it doesn't work, if people die, then at least I'll have tried. At least I won't spend eternity wondering what might have been." There's no arguing with that. Dunk has learned this over 50 years. When Aegon sets his mind to something, nothing can dissuade him. The next 2 days pass. Intense waiting.
Dude, this
Rhaenga's
is
labor
killer. This
hasn't
is a
begun
killer.
yet. The midwives say it could be any day. Adegan spends his time in the ritual chamber, preparing. Dunk isn't allowed inside, but he can hear
47?
activity,
Okay.
chanting, movement, the
You're
sharp
gonna
smell
die.
of wildfire
Hate to tell you
seeping
that,
under the door.
bud.
He walks the
But
palace,
you
memorizing it. These halls where
are
he's laughed with
going
Aegon
to
during summer
die.
visits. These gardens where they've sat talking until dawn. All of it about to be
Okay,
destroyed.
intern.
On the third day, Jenny of Old
Did my
Stones
bomb
finds
go
him
off on
sitting
that
alone
freaking
in the
turn?
courtyard.
Super
"You know,
unfortunate.
don't you?" she says quietly. "You know what's coming. I've had dreams. So has my friend, the ghost. She saw this years ago. Summerhall in flames. Good people dying. She's been dreading it ever since. Then why didn't she warn us more clearly? She tried. No one listens to prophecy when it tells them things they don't want to hear. Jenny sits beside him. Duncan and I are going to
We're doing
die
this one
here,
for sure.
aren't we? Dunk considers lying. But what's the point? I think so. Yes. Will it hurt? I don't know. My dreams don't show me that part. Jenny nods slowly. She doesn't look afraid, just sad. I'm glad I married him, Prince Duncan. Even if it ends like this, I'm glad we had these years together. He loves you very much, and I love him. That's enough, isn't it? In the end, love is all we really have. I suppose it is. They sit in silence for a while, two people waiting for death in a beautiful garden. That evening, Rahela's labor begins. The midwives rush her to the birthing chamber. Teres paces outside, useless. The whole palace holds its breath. And in another part of Summerhall, Aegon begins his ritual. Dunk takes his position outside the ritual chamber. He can hear everything. Valyrian chanting, old words of power, the roar of wildfire being poured. The 3 dragon eggs positioned in flames. The heat becomes oppressive. Dunk's armor feels like an oven. Sweat pours down his face. He loosens his gorget, gasping for air. Then he smells it. Something
Am I able to
wrong.
just kill
The
him right
wildfire
now?
scent
I think I
changes,
am.
becomes sharper, more chemical. The chanting grows louder, more frantic. Your Grace, Dunk calls through the door.
That was
Is
pretty
everything
dang
all right?
close.
No answer, just chanting and the roar
Perfect.
of flames. Dunk's dreams flash through his mind. The palace burning, people screaming, Aegon reaching out from the flames. This is it. This is the moment
Okay, cool, I did it.
everything goes wrong. He
I've arrived
grabs the
again.
door
The
handle.
full return.
It's already too hot
Yes,
to
I
touch.
do.
He uses his cloak to protect his
I
hand
am loud and I
yanks
am
the
a fool.
door open.
You don't have to
The
face
wave
me.
of heat nearly knocks him backward. Inside the chamber, everything is fire.
Fine, you
Wildfire
can kill me
burns in
again.
great pools.
Ascension
green and
3
hungry.
unlocked.
The 3 dragon eggs
Let's
sit in
go.
the center,
Did I unlock anything?
cracking
That was
but
a
not
freaking
hatching.
stellar
Instead
run.
of dragons, there's just more fire, more heat, more death.
That was a
Aegon
crazy
stands
run.
in the middle of it all, his arms raised, still chanting. His robes are beginning to smoke.
Okay,
The
let's
pyromancers lie dead, burned by their own
run history.
creation. Maester Corso is screaming, trying to escape, but the flames block every exit. Aegon, Dunk roars, we have to go. The king doesn't respond. He's lost in the ritual, convinced it's working, unable to see that he's just created a funeral pyre.
That was
The
crazy.
flames spread faster than thought. They eat through the walls, racing along the ancient wood that supports the stone. Summerhall is old,
Oh, so
dry.
dope.
It goes up like kindling. Dunk hears screaming from other parts of the palace. People running. The fire is spreading. His nightmare is becoming real. He has a choice. He could run, save himself. He's done his duty. No one could fault him for fleeing. But that's not who Duncan the Tall is. That's not who Say Arlen raised him to be. He charges into the flames. The heat is beyond anything Dunk has ever experienced. It's not the clean heat of a forge, or even the intense blast of a dragon's breath from stories. This is wildfire, burning with supernatural hunger, consuming everything it touches. His white cloak ignites immediately. He tears it off, throws it aside. His armor protects him for now, but the metal is heating up, beginning to cook him alive inside it. He doesn't have much time. Aegon, he grabs the king's arm. The fabric burns his hand even through his gauntlet. We have to leave. Not yet. The eggs are cracking. Look, they're hatching. Dunk looks. The eggs are cracking. Yes, but nothing is emerging. Just more fire pouring out. Green and terrible. These aren't dragons being born. These are containers of wildfire, finally rupturing after decades of exposure to magic and heat. They're not hatching. We need to go. Just a little longer. I can feel it. The dragons are coming. Dunk makes a decision he'll regret. In the 3 minutes he has left to live, he punches his king. His fist catches Aegon on the jaw, snapping the old man's head back. The king crumples. Dunk catches him, throws him over one shoulder. Aegon is lighter than he should be, decades of stress having worn him down to almost nothing. Carrying him should be easy. Except the palace is collapsing. The ancient wood supporting the stone is burning away. Chunks of ceiling crash down. The floor beneath Dunk's feet feels unstable. He runs for the door he entered through. It's gone, consumed by fire. He turns, seeking another exit. There, a window, high up, but he can reach it if he climbs. He's 3 steps toward it when he hears someone screaming. Not the screams of people dying. Something worse. Someone trapped. Someone he knows. Prince Duncan. His voice is unmistakable. Dunk stops. He's carrying King Aegon toward safety. His duty is clear. Save the king. Let everyone else save themselves. But Prince Duncan is screaming. Jenny is screaming. They're somewhere in this inferno, trapped. Sir Arlen's voice echoes in his memory. A true knight protects those who cannot protect themselves. Dunk sets King Aegon down against a wall, in a pocket of air where the smoke is less thick. Stay here. Don't move. I'll be back. The king doesn't respond. He's unconscious, blood trickling from his...
Oh, I did that one faster than I thought it would. Well, I want to move on with my life. Sorry, guys. You'll have to, I guess, finish it yourself. It's on the Raven's Tail. I love this thing. Sometimes I fall asleep to it, but I've gotten so engrossed with, like, the stories now, that, like, I have a hard time falling asleep to it because I'll, like, be legit following along. It's so good. Yeah, so check it out. That's the Raven's Tail. That was our Slay the Spire 2 Ascension level 2 or A2 for Regent, and that was such a good freaking run. It almost, like, from the beginning, it kind of felt like too good to be true. Like, I just got like this was good. What did I get from that? I don't know, but it was good. Bombardment. Oh yeah, I got bombardment. I got this. If I pick up a curse, like, immediately raises my health. So, like, by 6 HP. And then this, just add block, double block. First time I play a block card, which is great. Then I got this, which is like start each combat with 10 blocks. So I could save this relic for, like, the second round or possibly third round, depending on when they attacked first. This one was great because then this meant I had less, like, fights and I could actually just, like, get more relics or something. And then whenever I do enter those rooms, I heal 5 HP. Then Pale's Tears are great because it gives me more energy. This was awesome because, like, it's just Mr. Struggles because this was doing work and I wasn't even paying attention to this. I'm not even gonna lie. This was definitely the underrated relic in the run. Like, I didn't pay it much attention, but it was doing work. It was doing work to all enemies too. It was doing work. Technically, it's what killed it at the end. White Beast statue. Potions always appear. That made me more comfortable with spending potions rather than just saving them up. Because sometimes you go on a run and you don't get, like, any potion rewards. Not any, but, like, not a lot. Each time I play 10 attacks, gain a thing, which was fine. It tied to this very well, which is the 5th card I play. Each turn is free, which was wonderful. Bag of Marbles is always good just to start with vulnerable honor get people. And then this, I ended up not really needing, to be honest, but it was so great. Like, just straight out, it was just such a good run. Boom. It was just such a good run. I really enjoyed it. That was a very enjoyable run. Starting to really like the Regent. I don't know if y'all could tell, but I've been playing him a lot more lately. But yeah, so y'all have a good one. All that jazz. Later. It's gonna take me a minute to close all this, but do. Isn't that cool?